Hello, my name is Ian.
I'm Joe.
My name is Austin.
And welcome back to... Is it worth it?
That's the name of the show.
Yep.
That's the name of
Perhaps
the show.
it is. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think we're going with that. So it took less time to record episode 1 than we thought, so we're doing a second one on the same day. Shall we get to it?
Let's do it.
Basically, what we do on this show is we spin a wheel with 8 movies on it.
7 right now.
That's 7 right now because I haven't replaced them because we figured the chances of it landing on one are so low we might as well just keep it as it is. But basically, we spin the wheel, each one has a movie on it, and that movie is over 20 years old.
If it lands on the one with nothing, we watch no movie.
Yep.
We review the air.
Yes.
It has to be at least 20 years old, with fewer than 100 total reviews on IMDb, and we have to not have seen it before. So now it's time to see what our second movie is.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, let's spin it then. Alright, this movie here. Now, see whose it is.
Watch it be Austin's other movie.
Perhaps it will be.
If it's my second movie,
I did too.
I don't think I did.
Well, the movie is... Killdozer.
it is my second movie.
From 1974.
It is my movie.
So-
I'm so happy. You
Good
got
for
through both
you.
of mine already.
Yay! I knew it was yours because it was across from your other one.
You're in for another.
Tell us about
Is
Killdozer.
it animated? So this one is not animated. In fact,
Good.
It is a thriller suspense about a bulldozer who I'm assuming is possessed by a demonic spirit.
That's how it usually goes.
So it's very similar to what's the movie about the car?
Carrie?
Is that what it is?
Or not Carrie, what's it called?
Not Carrie.
Carrie.
Christine.
Steve.
Christine.
I knew it was Stephen King, it was one of the two.
So Christine, but a bulldozer, but a killdozer.
We're going to be watching Killdozer.
Wow, what are the odds?
I believe the odds are 1 in 64. No, 1 in 56 that we watch both of your movies.
Yeah, 7.
Let's
watch
get
this
to
movie.
it. Or not, because the HDMI cable died, and then other things happened,
I left for a while.
and now it's June, and we filmed the intro in March.
But we're watching Killdozer.
We're watching Killdozer finally.
Are we still gonna title this episode 2?
Yes, yes, we are.
And is it gonna be released before episode 3?
Yes, because right now we just finished filming episode 8.
Alright. Well, here we go.
So, that's a thing. But we're gonna pretend that this is episode 2 still. And this is why, in the coming episodes, we will never mention Killdozer once.
Yes.
At first we were gonna pretend like we were just gonna pretend that we'd watch this in the right order. But then, that became, started becoming a problem. The show where we take a look at an obscure movie and ask ourselves, is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
It is. Yes, it is.
No, it's never been.
Not
other
this far.
than me saying once last time. But
That was it.
Killdozer was worth it. Right, Ian?
anyway, but we're gonna watch it now.
Well, we're here now. We're ready to watch Killdozer. So
yeah, let's get going.
let's do it.
Okay, sweetheart. Destroy!
Destroy, build, destroy!
Killdozer.
Oh no! The Killdozer!
Hey, Dutch. I heard people think you're gonna make it to the end of the movie.
Hey!
This is from Footloose. This is the scene from Footloose.
Oh,
Wait, chicken.
Kill Dutch.
Yo,
Kill Dutch.
Oh, come on, Dutch!
God damn it.
Dutch, come on!
If only I could get this car to start, I could get away from that thing.
I thought it was really hard.
This is it for me. This film in cinema history.
So that was Killdozer. Finally.
Finally. No, what do you mean?
Well, we filmed this right after
yeah.
we did that.
Yeah. And there's totally not a fourth person in this room that we're just not acknowledging his presence.
And my
There
hair's
is not.
completely the same.
Because
There
he's
is
not
not.
canonically part of the series yet.
There's no one
No,
else.
him and Joe play the same character. We just replaced. We recasted Joe's role in the film.
No, I'm gone.
Okay. Anyways, I want to go ahead and kick this off with some facts about the Caterpillar
okay.
D9 bulldozer.
Okay.
All right. When the Cat D9 dozer came out in the 1950s, so a little bit before.
It was
this
discontinued
film.
due to killing.
Yes.
Killdozer.
No, actually, the price was around $1 a pound, or with the original D9's weight of 49 tons. 49 tons. That's a lot of bulldozer.
That's a lot of money.
That's you got a thick baby.
But yeah,
thick
so
yellow baby right there.
At the time, it says the cost would have been around $50,000, but today the cost of a new D9 is right around $900,000. So
But it
So
only
that-
costed
so-
them $90.
So that so that $27,000
So they made a good
Killdozer
deal,
on
yeah.
on eBay is totally worth it.
I also okay. This next fact made me laugh out loud when I found it during the film.
Uh-huh.
On the Wikipedia page for the Caterpillar D9, there is a section that talks about the military use of D9 bulldozers, and apparently the IDF military in Israel uses them, and they're nicknamed the teddy bears. Oh, and also I want to reference the speed of.
Oh, this is important.
Yeah, so
I'd probably give it around 8.
the speed of a D9 bulldozer. Any guesses for the?
I said 8 miles an hour.
8 miles an hour. What do you think?
10.
10. What do you think, God?
12.
God thinks 12. So the max forward speed of a D9 bulldozer is 7.3 miles per hour.
My 6 was
Yes!
And
closer.
the max reverse speed is 9.1. So
Why does it go
what?
faster backwards?
It should have been chasing them backwards this whole time.
Yeah.
So I was closer with backwards.
And to compare, the average human running speed is 28 miles per hour. So
yeah, but he was injured.
there's a little bit of a
so-
difference there. Even if we cut that in half, that's still 13, 14 miles per hour. All right.
Right, so let's
you can start the
get to the summary, of Killdozer. So this movie starts with a footage of a meteorite flying towards the Earth, where
that
it embeds
never
itself.
burns up in the atmosphere.
Well, it's because it's a Killdozer meteorite.
Still.
Silly.
Still.
Idiot. And it embeds itself on this island off, we later learn, the coast of Africa. I believe it was what?
Lake Victoria.
Lake Victoria.
It's in Lake Victoria.
Yes.
What actually was that? It was Veronica Lake?
Veronica Lake.
Oh,
Lake
yeah.
Victoria. Same thing.
It embeds itself in Veronica Lake. It hits her on the set of her movie.
Take that, Veronica Lake.
Whatever she was in.
So I guess we can just do a breakdown of the characters first, if you want.
Well, actually, yeah, I think we can actually, because there's not really a construction team because they're not building anything, but there are a bunch of excavation workers there.
Like equipment and stuff.
There are how many are there to start off? There's
We
six.
start with six?
Six,
Yeah.
I believe, yes. So let's go them. There's the leader of the team is the foreman, you could say, is Kelly.
Yep.
Who is has this weird blue sideburns
Yeah, that matches the color of his shirt.
and horrible helmet hair.
Yeah.
There is Mac, who
Mac.
might also be named Mike, or might also be named Mork, or Mink, or something.
Org.
I kind of had trouble telling what exactly his name was. I think it was Mac.
I think it was Mac.
And he's just this dude.
He's just a
We don't really get to
dude.
know him that well because he's the first one who dies. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
But he's sort of like a happy-go-lucky guy. Then there's his best friend, Dutch, who is the pragmatist of the group.
He was gonna survive.
There's gotta be some kind of logical explanation to the bulldozer killing
Hey,
all
there's
of us.
gotta be a logical explanation.
It's a remote
It's a remote control, which was never
yes.
disproven. It could have been a
It
remote
still could have been this
control.
whole time.
It could have just been
Maybe.
coincidental that there was an alien force in the Killdozer.
Totally unrelated.
And then there is Al?
I believe his name is Al.
It's Al or Bertram?
What? Okay.
Because there's someone listed as Bertram in the credits.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
either Al or
that's-
Bertram then.
Yep.
Yes,
Al Bertram.
Bertram's the name of the rock.
Yep, Bertram is the Rock. Bert the Rock. And he's the token black guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
He doesn't really have much character.
Unfortunately not. Yeah, he just kind of dies.
He dies pretty early on. and then there's Dennis, who I thought for a while was the leader of the group, but he looks like he should be the boss.
Dennis is kind of like, he seems to have like an issue with like power because he keeps trying to undermine the boss.
He goes on a lot of power trips.
Yeah.
And he's the survivalist. He's always just like, you know, it's a dog-eat-dog world.
Every man for himself.
Every man for himself. You gotta be careful. Never have anything that you're afraid to lose. He's that guy.
A lot of good quotes from...
And then, of course, there's all of our favorite character, the mechanic.
Chubb.
And
So,
Chubb is great because he just smokes giant cigars the whole time.
And his name is Chubb.
That's
That's
Chubb.
enough for me.
Doesn't have a lot of character, but he's the best character in the movie. Other than the Killdozer.
So,
But...
yeah, let's go back to the meteor hitting this island.
And then we're introduced to Bertram on a bulldozer, and Kelly is like, hey, call Mac. I need him for some reason. And then Kelly goes, and Mac's messing around with Dutch in the... in this old, like, World War II...
But Kelly calls for, or Bertram calls for Mac, or Bertram's
Kelly uses his giant walkie-talkie to call Mac and goes over there, and he's messing around in like this old World War II building, and they find I want to mention this just because we made a lot of fun of it, and they want to mention it because they put so much focus on it. They find a picture of some old movie star from the 30s and 40s named Veronica Lake.
Lake Victoria.
Lake Veronica. But it's not terribly important. And then Kelly shows up and says, stop messing around, and they Killdoze the building.
Bulldoze the Kilding.
Yeah. They get to work, and 30 seconds later, Mac, who's driving the bulldozer, soon to be Killdozer, runs into the meteorite.
Oh no! Meteorite!
And then they're just like, oh look, a meteorite.
Yeah, Mac kind of starts investigating it, and he's like,
we gotta go. Gotta go. Get it out of there. And Kelly jumps in the driver's seat and backs up, I think, and runs into it again, and then the blue light
just kind of
surges forth, and Mac goes, ah! And it passes into the Killdozer, as it is now.
Yeah, we see the...
henceforth to be known. And apparently that, like, burned, like, gave Mac,
yeah, because the next time we see Mac,
burns.
He's, like, covered in blood and red,
like
and his arm
burns.
is wrapped up, and
he was horribly burned.
Yeah, very strange.
And they're just like, we gotta get an airlift out of here, or Mac's gonna die.
Boat.
And then Mac dies. That's our first casualty.
Yeah, and then we see them have a ceremony with Mac after they bury his body
by piling dirt on him.
Throwing some dirt and sand over top of his corpse.
Which it has to be by the size of that mound. Or they just kept piling dirt on.
Yeah, or they just decided to build a mound on top of his
They were like, you know what Mac would like? He was Irish. Let's build...
They like mounds of dirt.
Let's build a barrow. Let's give Mac a barrow.
And plant potatoes.
A cairn. And then they drink... Then they go... What better way to say goodbye to an Irishman? Glug glug.
Ooh, alcohol.
There's only one way to say goodbye to an Irishman, right?
No, there's plenty of other ways.
Mac, you'd like that.
One would be goodbye.
Yeah, they're like, hey. Somebody at one point actually says the words after he dies.
It's an occasion.
It's a special occasion.
It's a special occasion.
I'm like, yeah, someone dying.
Have a slug? Go on. Special occasion.
Alcohol time.
But yeah, then Kelly goes to move the bulldozer, and it goes rogue. And starts moving on its own. The gears start going, and then he cuts the gas line, and steam just went right in his face, and he falls off, and we're like, oh, here goes our second death.
And the bulldozer kind of like menacingly rolls up towards him.
And stops just before. It just goes, it sputters and dies. And then Kelly tows it back to camp while everyone else is having their funeral service.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Dennis smoking.
Yeah.
In front of the Killdozer.
Yeah.
And it slowly, menacingly raises its plow.
Yeah.
I guess.
Which is actually kind of a cool shot.
It is.
He's facing the camera.
The angle is very good.
You see the lights cut on behind, and then it starts raising
the plow. Up. The bed's actually. I think it's called a bed. I don't know. I think it's my favorite shot in the movie, definitely.
Yeah, it's cool.
It just looks the coolest. And it raises up and slams down right behind him.
Yeah, like inches away from his feet as well,
and
which
it really
he notices and looks down.
It really spooks him.
Yeah.
Then
After that, I think.
Chubb is working on it, I think, right?
Well, yeah, and
Yeah.
Kelly's kind of letting him know, like, hey, there's some stuff going on with
Something's
this.
weird with
I
this
want you to take a look
Killdozer.
at it. I don't want anybody driving it. I don't
Till-
want anybody operating
Till
it.
I give the green light.
Yeah.
And Kelly kind of, he kind of talks like this.
Maybe I better move your cot into the ADD so we can get some work done around here.
He talks like he's from like a 40s movie.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's the protagonist from on film noir.
Well, I want somebody to go over there personally. I don't want her getting some lousy telegram.
He's
It
just-
sounds like he was in a movie with Veronica Lee.
He has this really deep voice, and he's like, "No, look here."
I don't want you on that bulldozer.
And then immediately Bertram Al jumps
Yeah.
on, and Chubb
Oh,
goes,
okay.
Chubb
So you're
goes,
saying drive it.
"No, don't drive the Killdozer," and I can't hear you. Drives off,
Yeah.
and then it immediately goes rogue, destroys their radio, and then just drives off. And Bertram's just like, "Okay, I guess I'm along for the ride."
Yeah. So we see them go out to a little bit more of a desolate area near
Yeah,
the
just-
beach.
yeah,
where there's
and
a
they
clear-
chase-
Why were there pipes there?
I don't
Don't
know.
question
It's an
this.
industrial region.
But
They
anyways,
grow there.
yeah.
That's where they get all their pipes. That's where we get all
Yeah.
of our
They
like,
grow on this island.
they grow on this specific island.
But
And
so yeah, they go out to this kind of clearing in the near the beach.
the other guys follow him on a,
Yeah.
on a truck, on a little jeep thing.
And yeah, Bertram or Al or whatever his name
Finally
is,
jumps off the Killdozer,
yeah, realizes, oh no, maybe I can, heave myself off of this.
Which was
instead of
foolish.
sitting on it.
which is a foolish decision on his part because he can't run.
Yeah.
It's sad.
He can crawl. He can limp slowly away. He can fall.
He can fall
But
a
he cannot
lot.
run.
He cannot run, except in circles around
Yeah.
the Killdozer.
Yeah.
Because again, what was it? 7.5 miles an hour.
Yeah, definitely. That's just his forward speed. This
Yeah.
Killdozer could have been going in reverse the whole time and probably didn't even know that.
Yeah. It's a shame when Killdozers don't
Yeah.
realize their full power.
But so yeah, Bertram then decides the best way to avoid dying to this bulldozer is to dive inside of the nearest pipe that can fit his body inside of it.
Which obviously doesn't work as the Killdozer immediately picks him up, breaks him in half, and runs over him. We
Yeah.
don't really see exactly what happens.
Yeah, I was confused. I thought it was carrying him away. I didn't. It's a very unclear scene.
Yeah, I'm
that
guessing it just crushed him.
It
in
doesn't
the pipe.
expressively
I think that's
show him die. Which,
no, it doesn't. I definitely agree that this is the most confusing death.
in my mind, he was still carrying Bertram away, in the pipe. Let's go over here.
When the next scene started, I was 50-50 on whether he was alive or dead.
yeah. But then we see the funeral service.
The funeral services, they have once again made
They
a
just threw
barrow.
some stuff on top of his body and called it a day.
And then at this point, we are introduced to Dutch's radio that he, I guess, sleeps against because he holds it up to his ear.
That's a menacing noise.
It's the Killdozer.
It's the Killdozer. Come for us.
And then mostly they're talking like, well, that was weird. I haven't ever seen rogue machinery behave like that
Wow.
before.
It's killing
And then another
everybody.
person's
That's
like,
weird.
don't you see it? It went right for Al, Bertram, Steve. And then they're like, don't worry, it's run out of gas. We cut the gas line. It's fine.
It'll all be fine. It's just
It's
gonna
all
die
fine.
off somewhere in a field.
And then Dennis just randomly wanders away from camp for some reason
Yeah.
and sees the Killdozer
Oh,
in its
look, there it
natural
is.
habitat, knocking over tree stumps, and it raises its bed again like earlier and slams it down. And Dennis comes to them and goes, "Guys, I think we have a Killdozer on our hands." He doesn't actually say that, but it would be better if he
It would have
did.
made the movie a little bit better.
But yeah, then the Killdozer comes and destroys their camp.
Yeah, something is very funny about this scene to me.
It's-
the way it's just kind of slowly rolling around,
While they're
crushing
watching.
things, and they're all just like, "Oh no!"
Yeah, I would agree. There's something very funny.
Yeah, I can't quite put my.
I'm
finger
pretty
on it,
sure
but
it's
there's
just
something hilarious.
How
about this scene.
slowly the Killdozer is
Yeah.
moving the whole time.
It's just so. Take that.
Wait, who's the fourth one?
I knocked your tarp down.
Okay, so. And then afterwards, they go and investigate the wreckage of the campsite.
They do, yeah. They all hop
And
in
Dutch
total.
recovers his music player, thankfully.
They tip over some cars back over under their wheels. They're
And
like,
they're
"Oh, it's
like-
okay."
And then it's around this time that we start having our debate about what order they're going to die in. Because at this point we've
I thought he was gonna make
We've
it.
narrowed it down. To
At this
what
point,
are we
there's
left with
4 people
characters?
left.
Yeah.
There's Kelly the leader, Dennis the survivalist, Dutch the pragmatist, and Chubb the mechanic, and the best character in the film.
What's the order they're gonna die? Place your bets now.
I said my original guess was Dutch dies next, then Dennis and Chubb die at roughly the same time, and then Kelly's the only survivor.
Yeah, I don't think I weighed in on this.
You did
at all.
not.
This was entirely between you and Joe.
I just weighed in that I thought Dutch would make it to the end.
But basically they start like a convoy sort of thing, and they're just sort of driving around the island for some reason.
Yeah.
I never really got why they were doing this.
Getting away from it.
And
Yeah,
then
I remember they go up some hill and they're all in
Yeah.
like their little jeeps.
and they
right?
light a fire.
Yeah.
Why did they light that fire?
As a distraction.
I don't
Was it
entirely
a
remember.
signal fire?
Are they trying to like?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't like
Killdozer
fire.
wrecks. The
Maybe.
The
Start
kill-
a fire.
Killdozer wrecks the fire.
Yeah, just
And then
drives
they're like,
over the fire.
"Well, we went up the hill, time to go back down the hill.
Destroy all fire.
Destroy all fire. Destroy all stumps, destroy all fires." It's around this point the Killdozer...
Yeah, we see the killers come in and kind of like cut them off.
The
Like-
Killdozer prepares its ambush as it rolls down the hill onto their road, and they go, "Chubb, look out!" And Dutch bails, but Chubb can't.
Chubb's like, oh no, how do doors work?
Chubb can't get out of the vehicle fast enough.
And what happens?
He explodes.
Fun fact: all the deaths in this movie are off-screen but back.
Yeah, they're all the deaths. They're sort of, they're very squeamish about death in this
Yeah,
film.
they are, which I don't mind. It's
It's fine after before Evil Heritage.
There's a cool explosion, so I'll take it. Yeah, after Evil Heritage.
Before Evil Heritage.
Before Evil Heritage.
What's Evil Heritage?
I'll take it. Some sort of
Oh God!
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they bury Chubb. They actually dig him a grave.
Yeah.
Except that they don't actually get to bury him because the Killdozer starts pushing rocks onto them.
Oh yeah, they have to run away.
And Dennis gets injured.
A rock on my leg.
Yeah, I don't really know where he got hit.
They should have made helmets for legs. They start driving away. We see them like take a pit stop and decide to start drinking.
Yeah, they're
for
like,
some reason.
to heighten our senses.
Ah yes.
This
We're
is
on the run from a killer bulldozer. Might as well drink as much alcohol
and they're
as we
just
can.
like, the authorities will never believe this.
Let's tell the truth.
alcohol.
They won't believe the truth. Look at this. Killdozers! Yeah, and then they get, and Dutch is like, hey guys, why don't we go swimming?
I want to go swimming.
He's really obsessed with swimming.
You guys want to go for a swim?
Yeah, you guys want to go for a swim? Mac and I always went for swims.
I'll call for pizza.
Oh man, what I wouldn't give for a moonlight swim, you know?
We're all
And-
going swimming.
And then it's at this point that Joe and I were just like, I'm like, Dutch is dying next. And what'd you say?
No,
And then-
Dutch is making it to the end.
Dutch is dying next.
The next morning we see.
And then
How much you wanna
and Joe's
bet?
like, how much you want to bet? And I go, $5.
No, I don't want to do that. That's too much.
Dutch is dying next.
No, Dutch is making it to the end.
Dutch is dying next.
Dutch is making it to the end.
Dutch is dying next.
Dutch is making it to the end.
Dutch is dying next.
How much you want to bet?
I'll bet $5.
Oh. No, that's too much for me.
So you're not totally convinced that Dutch...
Oh, I am. I just don't want to lose money.
Which was a wise move on his part,
'Cause
because
literally
literally
seconds
the
later.
next scene, Dutch
It's them in the
sitting
morning.
in the car.
Dutch, like, running
They're like,
away.
"Hey Dutch, good morning. Hey guys, I'm gonna go rabbit.
Literally like 10 seconds later, you go,
Hey guys,
I'm going for a swim.
I'm gonna go swimming."
And we all
Zooms
just
up
went,
in his
"He's
Jeep,
dead."
And they're like,
Yeah.
pick up like the empty bottle of alcohol, and we're just like, "Yep, so much for Chubb. I mean, so
Dutch.
much for Dutch."
He drives away towards the ocean. Looking to just go have fun, go have a little swim.
And the Killdozer crawls
Killdozer
towards
thinks
him.
otherwise.
And the car died.
I
will not
really,
be swimming
I really
today.
liked your comment. How we're just like, oh, so much for Dutch, and it just cuts to him, a wide shot of him just stationary,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the Killdozer just.
Yeah, we all lost it at that
and
point.
you go,
It was so
and you
funny.
just go, God damn it! And Dutch is just like, the car is stalled for some reason.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Quick,
It's
quick,
coming at
quick.
me at 7.5 miles an
The
hour.
stakes are so high. If I can't start my car, this is it for me.
There's no way I could possibly get away from this other than starting this roofless Jeep that I'm in,
And driving away to
probably with no
the ocean.
seatbelt on. It was pathetic, and the Killdozer literally just runs over him, and everyone else just looks on and goes,
"Oh man!"
And then that leaves just Kelly and Dennis at this point.
Yep.
With Kelly being the only useful one.
Probably our two smartest.
And then they're like, "Well, hey, look, it's a crane.
Let's get in it.
Let's get in this stationary."
Let's get in it.
Well, it's not. I don't really know what it's called because I don't know construction.
It's a
equipment very
big
well.
digger machine.
It's a stationary digger machine. Yeah, we'll show
the shovel.
We'll show a video of it or something. I don't know. And they get into this digger, and the Killdozer starts going for them, and they begin their greatest strategy of impasse, where they just stop by just ramming the digger claw into the bed of the Killdozer.
And this goes on for probably 5 minutes.
This is a long
just
scene.
Backing up and trying the same thing again.
And just running back into the digger. And then
and
then at some point they make it angry.
Yeah.
They knock off
by knocking off the exhaust pipe thing on the top. Also, the whole time they could have just put a potato in the exhaust pipe and
Did they have a potato?
Well, one of them was Irish.
Ah, fair point.
Yeah, fair point.
Surely there are potatoes on this island. Ireland potato.
There's only one way to say goodbye to an Irishman.
And then at this point, the Killdozer just sort of continues to ram the digger,
angrily.
even though they're not in it.
Now it's just doing it a little bit faster, though. You know, it's gotten up to its max speed of 7.8 miles per hour.
But equally inefficiently.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey...
It's a ghost!
It's the Killdozer.
Ah!
They go, Dutch was right. We can't kill it. It's a machine.
But we can electrocute it.
But we can electrocute it because it's electric.
So you know what they do next, Ian?
They lay down a bunch of metal platform things.
Not quite sure how it works, but it works.
Well, they have a generator. They have the dinkiest looking generator you ever did see, and they hook it up to this metal grill floor that I guess they use for mechanical repairs or something. I don't know why they have these. And then the Killdozer's coming for them, and then it's too smart for them. It sees their ploy.
Ah, I've caught you.
And it doesn't run onto the metal plates. It stops. Starts turning, and then Kelly
gets an idea. Kelly recognizes.
He grabs a crowbar and chucks it.
That'll teach him.
Right at the Killdozer. But it actually works because it breaks one of his headlights. His glowing headlights. I love those headlights. And the Killdozer, enraged, runs onto the metal plate, and Dennis flips the switch, and the Killdozer gets electrocuted.
And it catches on fire as well.
And bed raises one last time and thuds to the ground, and the Killdozer is dead. You see the blue light, that's never the alien light.
It just kind of fades out and drifts away.
It goes into the bed and dissipates.
And then we see Kelly and
then they go up and they're just
walk up and kind of
we gotta tell the truth.
touching it, and they're like, so what do we do?
They hear that the noise is no longer on the inside of it. And
we didn't mention that there was an alien noise in the Killdozer that they found when Chubb and Kelly and Dennis found.
But now it's gone.
But the hum is gone, and the Killdozer is dead.
Yep. And there's a little bit of dialogue like, so what are we going to do? What are we going to tell all the people when they wonder why there's a bunch of dead bodies on this island?
They said they're like, why don't we fake a rock slide? And
we can fake a landslide.
2 of them were crushed to death and flattened, and one of them blew up.
Yeah, I'm going to say
landslide.
The landslide on the crushing could be fine.
And Mac is burned to death.
Yeah, landslide.
Landslide.
Lava. There was a volcano on the island. It just blew. It just erupted.
We don't see a volcano here.
Oh, that's
you weren't here when it happened.
It blew itself. You weren't here when
it erupted so much.
It's gone now.
Yeah, but
and then they're just like, we tell the truth.
And he's like, I could like you in 100 years.
In 100 years.
In about 100 years, I might get to like you.
And at this point, we were saying the best ending they could have gone with is because we saw earlier the alien force transmit from the meteorite into the Killdozer.
Yeah, merely by means of contact as well.
We were saying the best ending they could have done is if it then... I was really hoping they were going to do this, but they didn't. That it was going to then transmit through the metal grate through the wire to the generator.
Yeah.
And they were gonna walk up and like put their hand on the Killdozer, which they did, and you're like, well, I guess it's over. And then you're gonna see the flip on the generator, the switch on the generator go whoosh, and it would electrocute them both. Yeah. I know, that would have been such a perfect ending, but they didn't do it. But I think it's time for final judgment. So, Joe,
Yeah.
if you're in a construction site, say,
Yeah.
so you're going to
Doing
construct,
construction
Okay.
things.
you're excavating,
Yeah.
and you stop in front of a bulldozer, and it starts going towards you, and you hear a voice from the bulldozer say, "So, Joe, is Killdozer worth it? Tell me, or I will crush you because your legs no longer work." And you fall to your knees because your legs are no longer working.
It's not bad,
Is it worth it though?
Is it worth it?
but I wish I had my time back, so I'm gonna say I don't think it was worth it.
Wow.
What about you? Did you run up and see him fall to the ground and you too lose control of your legs?
I would go ahead and say this film was worth it. I think it was definitely worth it.
I would, see, I should have thought of this beforehand.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely,
Yeah, I'll disagree. I think it's worth
this
it.
is definitely a closer one for me than some of them because it is a pretty cheap movie.
I think it's right on the line.
Yeah, it's definitely close to the line. But in the end, I have to say it's worth it just because it's such a ridiculous film.
Definitely, yeah. I think what does it for me is, in my watching of this movie, I was entertained all the way throughout the movie.
By the movie.
By some of, mostly, a lot of the dialogue just did it for me as well. Aside from the obvious absurdness of the film, like
it
some
was
of the
just
dialogue
the ridiculous
is
concept.
so ridiculous that it's just keeps up entertaining all the way throughout. So
Yeah, I would say that, like, I've seen a lot of films where it's like, it's fun to watch it with friends, but because of what you're saying, like, you're riffing the movie and laughing at the riffs, and we were laughing at our own making fun of the movie. But we weren't laughing just at the riff. We were actually like, it was stuff in the movie that was making us laugh, like the ridiculous character decisions, and I would recommend this movie to someone.
Any thoughts, Joe? Because we haven't heard a lot.
I mean,
What?
I agree that I think it was entertaining, but do I think it was worth my time? Probably not.
And I, the mystery character.
Thank God.
I got
The Killdozer?
deemed the film Killdozer from 1974?
Yes.
1974.
God, you should know this. You're omniscient.
I am. I was just testing you.
Okay.
I deem it worth it.
Wow, cool.
It's
God.
It's pretty cool.
Well,
It's
God
pretty
must be right, so I must change my vote to it was worth it.
Wait, so are you?
right.
Yeah,
You are?
I think it was worth it.
Watch thee, Joe. I shall smite you soon.
Okay, yep. So you have been forced to convert, or else you would be burned at the stake.
I think it's on the line, but
So after hearing
Destroy the apostates.
after hearing our arguments, you have been swayed.
yeah.
Well, in that case, it's another unanimous decision.
Yay! Except this time it's in favor of the movie, as opposed to Space Thunder Kids, where
Space
we're all
Thunder
like,
Kids.
We were unanimously in agreement that it was
not worth it.
time.
No, but yeah, I definitely had a great time. And you say that there's sequels to this.
I believe so, and they may be on the list, or they may be on the wheel at some time in the future. So.
Well, I look forward to that. And in the meantime, I've been Ian.
I've been Austin.
I've been Jose.
And I'm God.
God.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's it.
Yeah.
All I know is I'm sure glad to be alive.
So am I, Sarbo.
Even though you're gonna go to prison, probably.
So am I.
And they both get hit by the helmet and die.
So beautiful.
The best freeze frame of all time.
Belt
The
ring.
most like, and just like arbitrary photo.
Yeah.